Hey guys, I'm Zach with Turpin Landscape Design Build.
I'm Kyle.
We're here to talk to you today about the turtle pond, part 3 of our build out in Rydal, Pennsylvania. Typically, getting turtles to stay in an enclosure requires some pretty steep walls or some caps, something that cantilevers over. It's totally doable. It usually doesn't fit the style of water features that we build. I like to have low profile rocks coming over the edge, some driftwood kind of breaking up. Very easy to escape access points for a turtle because they do like to roam. So this was a unique challenge. You wanted to have a pond that didn't stand out as a totally different style from the rest of the water features, but was able to keep the turtles inside the pond. So this was kind of cool. We came up with some creative ways to do this, bring some formal elements into it and some natural elements into it, so it didn't just look like a fence all the way around.
We have an area that he knew he wanted a space for them to be able to come out of the pond, actually burrow and lay eggs. So we're battling this, how do we keep them in? How do we give them access to get out into a certain area? And I do think we came up with a pretty unique way, not only inside of the pond, underneath the water surface for them to easily get out, but then how to contain them in an area outside of the pond for them to be able to lay their eggs.
The turtle pond was important for me because I've got the young grandchildren, and again, me being a kid, going fishing, hunting for turtles, I wanted to give them that same exposure. Most of the turtles that are in here right now, there's 8 of them. Most of them are painted turtles, different type of painted turtles. We raised them from little babies in the basement over the past 8 months or so. So we released them into this turtle pond when it was done. So when I had originally talked to Zach about it, I wanted to make sure that it had some depth, it had some areas where the turtles can walk out onto, but kind of keep them corralled. If they wanted to lay eggs and stuff like that, they had places to go. We were trying to anticipate that we'd go there, but you know how turtles are, they go wherever they feel like going. By putting some of the driftwood in there and stuff like that, it kind of mimics their environment, and they've been in there about a month now, and they have not left the pond, which is a good sign. And we've had a few rainstorms that normally through the course of a rainstorm, they kind of jump the pond and leave. So my grandkids have an area that they can go down, they can check out the turtles, they can feed them. It's their little mini version of being in the, out in the woods.
Typically a turtle ponds that we see get built or have some kind of like overhangs, and it tends to take it, you kind of really have to make it a little bit more formal. I see a lot of walls with overhangs to try to keep them from climbing up. So we wanted to just think outside the box a bit and not have this completely just look different than the rest of the project. So came up with a couple of unique ways, just like we do with all of our edge works around ponds, around the walkways. It's not one single thing. There's mulch, there's gravel, there's grass, there's stuff, we mix the edge work up. So we kind of wanted to do the same thing here. So Erwin took this really cool cedar fence. So he has the stain there with the more formal like fence around it to keep them corralled in. But then we broke that up by actually getting some cedar branches that were trimmed off of these trees and cutting them at different heights, getting them bound together. We did some cool stacked stone and some gravel work, just something to naturalize it, do something that does, catches your eye, to really keep them. We're hoping that they come up here and they lay their eggs here. That would be really awesome.
That'd be cool.
Erwin did all the right soil amendments that we needed for them to want to actually lay eggs there, but really happy because this was unique. We just haven't done anything like this at Turpin, so it was cool to get that opportunity.
And this particular pond was nestled in through the woodsy area. So looking at all the viewpoints from the house, this was perfect to place a pond back here. And then obviously we turned it into the turtle pond because that's what we wanted.
Yeah, so getting that big wide rock, this is actually connected to the same basin that runs the fountainscape, the second water feature. It's one single large basin. It's also handling out a roof runoff, is going through the downspouts and topping this off. This overflow then goes into the water management system of the house. So this was really cool. Like, we had to bring these two features together, and as the walkway was being made and the access around it, the elevation originally was going to be higher than this.
A little bit higher, yeah.
Yeah, we brought it back down. It gave us an opportunity to put some walk-ins and some stepping down into the basin where we can keep a little bit of water down there and have a cooling area. So,
yeah, which is good for the kids. They can go down there, sit there, you know, whether there's water down there or whether the water just goes through the stones at the bottom. It's close enough that they can kind of interactive. They can walk around there and jump the little stream and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah, really happy with how it came out, how it all tied together and separated the amount of footprint of water we have on the backyard here. So I'm really happy that the turtles are staying in there, because that's always a challenge. We can never really...
it's been about a month and they have not left, so that's a good thing.
And I know the client was excited for the project in general, but if I had to pick one aspect of the project, I think he was most excited was the waterfall on the turtle pond. He kept calling it, "That's my waterfall." Where he sits, I think, at his kitchen table, he's looking right out there. We had the opportunity to grab some good elevation that we knew we were gonna have a pretty large waterfall dropping down. And it is just the way that it's tied into the tree line, and it's one of the largest waterfalls in the project.
So I'm really excited we got this turtle pond up and running. Even more excited to show you the next step of this project, which is phase 4 of our project out here in Rydal, Pennsylvania.